Welcome to the Taiwan language episode, a podcast for learning and insights in Mandarin and Taiwanese. I'm your host, Yasmin. Have you ever woken up from a nap and felt like you lived an entire lifetime in just a few hours? That's strange, almost a surreal feeling where events, people, and emotions feel so real, only to realize it was all a dream. I have been thinking a lot about this idea recently, and it made me wonder about our own lives here in Taiwan. We move so fast, constantly chasing goals, climbing the career ladder, try to save enough to buy a home, to travel, to succeed. But have we ever paused to ask ourselves, if the life we are chasing is generally ours, or just a shared illusion we've been taught to believe in? Taiwan is a place where ambition and competition are part of the rhythm of daily life. From a young age, we are taught to study hard, get into a good school, secure a stable job, and then follow the social checklist. Buy a home, start a family, save for the future. It is not that any of these goals are inherently wrong, but when you step back, you might notice how much of our energy goes toward meeting expectations that are not fully our own. I've felt in myself the pressure to perform at work, the worry about income, comparing myself with peers. At times, it felt like I didn't meet these standards. My life had somehow failed. But what if one day you woke up and realize that the past 20 years of your struggle, your achievement, even your biggest successes had all been like a dream? Would you feel devastated, or would you strangely breathe a sigh of relief? This is the thought I want to explore with you because it challenges the very idea of importance in our lives. What if the things we climb to, the promotions, the recognition, the perfect life, are more like the fleeting illusions of a dream than concrete realities? I often think about the metaphor of a tiny anthill. From the outside, it might look busy, orderly, purposeful, but zoom out, and you might realize all the activity is just a microcosm. In many ways, our everyday life can feel just like that. A lot of running, climbing, worrying, and striving. All within a structure that society tells us is vital. But is it vital to us, really? Or are we just participating in a collective dream we've accepted without questioning? Next week, I will share a story that beautifully captures this idea. It is a tale from the Tang Dynasty, often used in Chinese culture to illustrate how fleeting status, wealth, and power can be. How one can experience a lifetime of triumph and the losses, only to wake up and realize it was all a dream. I will not relive the story now because I want you to experience it fully with all its surprises. But I can promise you this. It will make you pause and reflect on your own life and the choices you make every day. So here is my invitation. Listen to next week's episode in Chinese to immerse yourself in the story and its lessons. If you are a study guide subscriber, I encourage you to download the guide in advance to get a head start on the reflective questions we will explore together. And while you wait, ask yourself, if your life was a dream, what parts of it will feel like your own reality? And what parts are you chasing because everyone else says you should? Sometimes just asking that question is enough to make us stop, breathe, and maybe even see our world from a slightly different perspective. I can't wait to share the full story with you next week and see what you think when you realize how real a dream can feel. So that wraps up what I wanted to share today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thanks so much for listening to today's preview. This episode gives you a sneak peek of next week's Chinese episode, where the full story will be shared along with a rich storytelling, culture insights, and local phrases you will not get from just this preview. You can download the study guide and read through the full Chinese script of next week's episode ahead of time. It might give you a fresh perspective when you listen to the story later. The study guide also includes vocabulary, grammar tips, cultural notes, and extension questions, giving you everything you need to explore the story more deeply. I hope today's preview sparks your curiosity and gives you excited for the full episode next week. If you enjoyed this episode, I will be so grateful if you could leave a 5-star review on your favorite platform and share it with your friends. It really helps more people discover this podcast. You can also support my work by buying me a cup of coffee. Every bit helps me creating language learning resources for you. Stay tuned for next week's Chinese episode, and thanks again for listening. Bye for now.